What's going on YouTube? Coming to you live from Jersey. Gonna give you guys a food forest update today. Gonna try to keep it as short as I can. Then I'll make them longer and focus on different things in different videos. And in another video I'll also show you guys what some stuff on the rest of the property looks like. I'm back on the north side of the greenhouse now. See, I added a bunch of things. I got all cucumbers along the fence line there. Here's a new apple I put in this year, an Akani apple. There's a new gooseberry I put in also. The tomatoes are doing well. Got them stakes here. I'm going to do the prune stake method this year. I'll let you guys know what that is if you want to know. I'll inform you on what it is in the future. There's another welcome gooseberry, a new one. Some tomatoes, basil. So I've got a lot of stuff I put in the ground already. Cucumbers all on the fence. I got beans over here. Raspberry, tomatoes, grapes are doing well. Blackberries are doing great. Grapes are doing real well over here. I got some just extra tomatoes that still looked healthy, but I didn't have the room to put them in the ground yet. Gonna have to try to make some more room, so I'm just putting them in pots for now. Then I sorted through today. Here's all the stuff that's good that I still have to try to find a spot to go in the ground, and here's some of the older stuff that's just a little root bound. It wasn't doing well, so I'll get rid of that stuff. The strawberries are having the best year ever by far. They're really doing well. Great harvest this year. And they're coming in heavy. Some are they're just so delicious. There's a lot of them. Peaches look like they're doing alright. Some of them are getting big. The blackberries are also just doing amazing. The blackberry harvest is just going to be huge this year. So many of them. And the canes for next year are huge as well. I'll talk to you guys about how to prune blackberries and stuff in the future, because you can see this has done really well. So there's a different method for pruning blackberries than pruning raspberries. Chocolate mint is just taking over under there. More grapes along the fence. The spinach is pretty much on its way out. We're eating a lot of spinach. Doing eggs with spinach and peas. Really good stuff. More tomatoes on a line here. Got tomatoes in the front. Green beans in the middle. Cucumbers along the fence line. Really just getting as much yield as possible. Everywhere there's the red cups, there's a tomato. And the reason I have those cups there is because I don't have stakes yet. So I want to mark, first of all, where they are, and also what variety they are. Some of the brassicas are doing alright. Peppers. Tomatoes back here. Here's probably the peach tree that's doing the best. It's really getting large. It's got some good sized fruit on it. Reach through. I'm in New Jersey, obviously, and one thing bad about New Jersey is the peach leaf curl. We have such high humidity, we're really prone to peach leaf curl. So you can see a lot of the peaches. What I did was take out the whole middle, basically, so I can get airflow going through to try to reduce any chances of that. There are a couple of peach trees that I have that are just really susceptible varieties. So they're struggling a little bit from peach leaf curl, but we're going to see what happens in the future and just give them a little time to see if they can still produce some good fruit. Here's the Bing cherry. Look at the size of that thing. Biggest tree in the property now. The almond tree looks like it's doing relatively well. Getting a lot of new growth. This other side of the strawberries, this is the Concord grape, the one I made jelly out of. I'm going to trellis it up here, or get it onto the arbor. Rhubarb over here is doing well. Be good for some strawberry rhubarb pie. Here's a apple tree of a delicious variety. This apple looks like it's got something wrong with it. We'll take that off. The apple tree from seed apples look great. Look like the healthiest apples on the property. We'll see how they taste. Santa Rosa plum. We've never got any plums from this one. Still holding some. We'll hope that it produces well. See what happens. Here's a bunch of raspberries that I just dug up when they were spreading. So I can move them to different locations, give them away, do whatever. Here's kind of the way I planted this year. I just kind of gave everything almost a square foot of space. We got peppers, parsley, eggplant, basil, some more pepper, tomatoes. So the tomatoes that I did have stakes for, I staked them up and then I'll be tying them. And again, I'll show you guys the prune stake method if you want to see that. Here's the moon glow pear. Looks like it's got some beautiful pears on it this year. It's a European pear. Looking good. Here's another peach tree over here. Doing relatively well. Here's a section here where I had spinach that I already ripped up, replanted. You can see I got tomatoes here, and there. A lot of this lettuce is ready to eat. More tomatoes. This one's got carrots. Here's something that just really runs wild through the yard that I'm trying to work hard to get rid of. It's an edible. You can eat the leaves and they taste alright, and you can put them in salads and stuff, but I just have so much of it, it's unnecessary to have it everywhere. So I'm working on getting rid of that. Here's a new cherry tree I put in this year. That's the gold cherry. This is replanted with spinach again. We're really liking the spinach. Cooking it, sauteing it in a little olive oil, it's really good. There's more, you can see lettuce, carrots, and then tomatoes going through. Carrots love tomatoes, so I got carrots planted in there. I came back through later, put tomatoes in. I've got an extreme amount of tomatoes, and the peas are all along the fence, everywhere, and they're ready to harvest. There's so many peas. It's good to pick the peas when they're smaller like that before they actually get pea sizes, because I'm pretty sure the flowering is based on weight, so they'll stop flowering once they have a certain amount of weight on them. So if you can keep coming through and picking the peas while they're young, you'll get more fruit in the long run. So I'm going to come through today and try to pick a lot of them. Maybe I'll stick a picture of it now if I do it today. And then underneath the trees, where I can find space, I've got zucchini. I just dug back the wood chips, put a zucchini seed in the ground. As it comes up, I'll bring the wood chips back around it. So there's not going to be much space to walk again this year. It's always the problem I have. But I'd rather just dance around stuff so I can get a bigger yield. Raspberries just is turned into a forest. It's getting crazy back here. I love it. Some of them started to flower in the back. So back here, getting some flowers. Should be getting raspberries soon. There's the new one I added, a buffalo berry in the back there. Apricot. Mount Morency cherry is starting to red up some of the cherries. Should be eating cherries pretty soon. There's another delicious variety, the apple. Here's the peppers here. You can see I don't have any wood chips on the ground here yet. I need to come through and re-wood chip a bunch of areas, but I planted the peppers back here in the sand because when I first started years ago, 4 years ago or so, we had some peppers just in sand and they did amazing. So I'm trying something a little different, growing in a little more sand and stuff. And I just had put the wood chips around it, so we'll see how that goes. In these paths, in this center here, I had hugelkultur on either side, and then a kind of a depression in the ground in the middle. So I've just been stuffing that with leaves the past years. Now I went through and put potatoes all in the leaves to get that extra yield. Here's a mopped pink apple that I just put in this year. It's doing beautiful, really doing well. There's a gold currant, new currant I put in. Along the fence line there's cucumbers, you can see them coming up. Here's a currant that I had propagated. It's either a black or a white. My neighbor had it, so we propagated some of those. One here, one there. Sorry, there's a bee right by me. And again, you can see cucumbers all along the fence line, beans in front of that, potatoes, apricot, and a goji berry back here. And here's an older pear tree that was on the property that really was struggling. And me and my brother have worked on it the last few years, getting it pruned, bringing it back, and it's really doing well this year. Looks like it'll give us a decent harvest. This is what it looks like from the back. So it's really coming along. Some things are doing great. I got a couple of weeds coming up because my wood chips are just breaking down so quick, so I got to go through. Here's a section here where I have to add more transplants. I'm gonna come through today or tomorrow, add a bunch more things. The borage is doing good. Some of the broccolis are starting to head up, which is nice. There's a broccoli right there. Still a little small, but not too bad. I got more on the side, which I'll show you in a different video. Asparagus are still producing. Still got asparagus coming up. I wanted to make this video short, but it just, you know how it is, it just doesn't happen like that sometimes. So I'm going to try to do more weekly updates for you guys, just to keep you informed so you can watch the progression and the growth. More tomatoes. I've counted it, it's over 80 tomatoes in here, probably close to 100 now. Even in a section like this, I got tomato, 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 sage in the middle, lemon balm, basil. More tomatoes that still need to be planted and stuff over here. And you just got 4 tomatoes right there. More grapes. Some volunteer sunflowers. I'm not sure if I'll keep them there. I don't want them shading anything out too bad. And then in this section, just loaded with tomatoes. You can see all the stakes. Potatoes in the back. Eggplants. Basil. There's a red chief nectarine. Hazelnut over here doing real well. Planted some chamomile this year. Make some tea. And then again, under the trees you can see the zucchinis coming up everywhere. And the California poppies are starting to flower. It's my favorite looking flower. I have 2 flowers in here just for aesthetics and beauty, kind of, basically. This is one of them. I love the color. And then the new persimmon, Makita's gift, is waking up, doing alright. That's basically it, guys. If you want to see anything in particular, let me know. If you want to see, maybe talk about the blackberries or the prune steak method of tomatoes I'm doing, let me know. Or any other questions you have, just let me know. And I'll try to make a video about it or something. I'm usually pretty good about responding to the questions via like text, but it's coming along. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for following along. James Prigioni is out.